Today we're going to learn how to crochet this super unique pinwheel slouch hat using a crochet optical illusion technique. I absolutely love this pattern. It makes it look like your hat is kind of spinning like a pinwheel. And if this is your very first time here, I'm Alicia, aka Little John Yarns. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always up to date on all of my patterns. And speaking of patterns, let's get back to this one, the pinwheel slouch hat. Check it out. The optical illusion kind of makes it look like the hat is spinning. It's not a complicated pattern. It kind of looks like one, but it's not. We're just going to be working crochet stitches in increasing ascending order from single crochet up to a treble crochet over and over again to create this swirl. So let's get into the materials that I'll be using for this hat right here. I'm using Kieron Slimpy Soft, which is a number 4 medium weight yarn. I'm using in the color for this one, white and black charcoal heather, I believe the colors are. And you'll also need a 5mm crochet hook. And if you would like to follow along to the free written pattern, that's going to be linked down in the description box below. And if there's ever any changes to this pattern, it's going to be written on my blog. All right, so that's pretty much enough talking about me, and you got to see this cool hat. Let's hop directly into this tutorial. We're going to start by forming a ring. If you don't know how to form a ring, you can chain 4 and slip stitch into the first chain to form a ring. Begin by chaining 1. We are going to place 8 single crochets into this ring. So pause your video here and continue placing 8 single crochets into the ring. We've made it to the very end of round number 1, and we're going to slip stitch the join into the very first single crochet. I know I'm using dark yarn, but I'm going to work you through this. All right, slip stitch into that very first single crochet. We're going to be switching off to light yarn soon. All right, for round number 2, we're going to chain 1. And we're going to place 2 single crochets back into that same stitch. You can tell it's the same stitch because it kind of tenses up a little bit. So 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. Now place 2 single crochets in each stitch all the way around. And that's going to be your pattern repeat around. So pause your video here. Continue placing 2 single crochets in each stitch all the way around. We've almost made it to the very end of round number 2, and I'm going to do this last stitch with you. We're going to place 2 single crochets into the last stitch, but on that very last single crochet, we're going to transition colors. So place 1 single crochet into that last stitch. Now let's place our second single crochet into the last stitch, but this time we're going to stop halfway through where you have 2 loops on your hook. Drop that working yarn. Now we're going to pick up your color B. My color B is white. So wrap that around your hook and you're just going to pull through and you just change colors. Let's tighten that up. Now let's slip stitch the join into that very first single crochet. You can pull on the black old working yarn to tighten that off. All right, to start round number 3, we're going to start by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. This chain 3 counts as a double crochet. For this round, we're going to work in roller coaster motions. Since this is a double crochet, we're going to work down to a half double crochet, down to a single crochet. That's the bottom of your coaster. Then working your way back up again to a half double crochet to a double crochet. So let me show you how that works. Next stitch is a half double crochet. Next stitch is a single crochet to come to the very bottom of that heel. Let's work our way back up with a half double crochet. And to the top of the heel, a double crochet. That is going to be our pattern repeat all the way around. working in roller coaster motions. We're going to, I'll write it above, half double crochet, single crochet, then back up again to a half double crochet, double crochet. I'll write it up above, so pause your video here, continue in that roller coaster motion until you make it to the other side. We almost made it to the end of round number 3, and I'm going to work that very last stitch with you. Just like before, we're going to transition to another color halfway through. So let's complete the very last half double crochet. Yarn over, pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. We're going to drop this working yarn and pick up your secondary or your first, whatever opposite color, and yarn over and pull through those 3 loops on your hook. And you can fasten off your yarn that you were just working on. So to start round number 4, we're going to slip stitch to join into the top of the chain 3 stitch. So count up 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch. And to tighten this off, you can pull on that previous yarn. We're going to chain 1. We're going to be working in that coaster motion again, but this time we're just going straight up the hill. All right, so we chained 1. We're going to place a single crochet back into the same stitch. You know it's the same stitch because it kind of tenses up when you pull it. So single crochet, bottom of the hill. Now let's do a half double crochet. Double crochet. We're working our way up that hill. Now to go to the very top, we're going to do a treble crochet. So yarn over twice and go into that next stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be our pattern repeat all the way around, forming this little slope. So let me show you one more time. Single crochet in the next stitch for the bottom of your hill. Half double crochet. Double crochet. And treble crochet. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you see that big old slope again? You're going to repeat that all the way around. I'll write it above. So single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, treble crochet, and chain 4. Pause your video here and finish with that pattern repeat. We made it almost to the end of round number 4. I completed that last treble crochet and I worked that last chain 4 with you. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to slip stitch to join into that very first single crochet. This time we're going to fasten off our work. Alright, so now we're going to pick up our opposite color and we're going to attach it to any one of your chain 4 spaces. So let me grab my other yarn and I think I'm going to attach it to this chain 4 space. Alright, we're still working in those kind of roller coaster motions, but we're increasing the stitches this time around. So let's attach that yarn. Alright, so we're going to place 2 single crochets into this chain 4 space. 1, 2. Now place 2 half double crochets into the chain 4 space. 1 and 2. As you see, we're starting to go up that hill. Now we're going to place 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So let's do the next stitch. 1 double crochet. Next stitch, another double crochet. Now we're going to place 1 treble crochet into the next 2 stitches. Yarn over twice. Go into that next stitch. That's 1 treble crochet into the next stitch now. Work another treble crochet. And just like before, chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see that roller coaster slope again, just like the previous rows, but we're increasing by 2 stitches each. 2 single crochet, 2 half double. You know, you get it? All right, I'm going to show you one more time. I'm going to be working just a little bit faster. So back into that chain 4 space, we're going to place 2 single crochet. 1, 2. Now back again to that same chain 4 space, we're going to place 2 half double crochets. 1, back in again, and 2. Now we're working back on the regular stitches. Place 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Next stitch is a double crochet, and the following stitch is a double crochet. Working our way up the hill. 1 treble crochet into the next 2 stitches. So treble crochet into the next, and treble crochet into the next stitch. And chain 4 to finish off the slope of your coaster. Roller coaster, not a regular coaster. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's that slope again. So I'm going to write this pattern above because this is your pattern repeat all the way around. So 2 single crochets and 2 half double crochets into your chain 4 stitch, followed by 2 double crochets into the next stitch and 2 treble crochets and a chain 4. All right, we've made it to the end of round number 5, and I just completed that chain 4. And like before, we're going to slip stitch to join into that very first single crochet. When you slip stitch to join, I want you to pay attention how you slip stitch because you'll be working back into the stitch on the next round, and sometimes it's kind of hard to identify. So let's slip stitch to join, and we're going to fasten off our work. We're going to be switching colors again, and we're going to attach the new color to any one of your chain 4 spaces. And just like the previous rows, we're going to be working up that hill just like before. So let's attach this yarn. But this time we're doing increases of 3. The last row was increases of 2. This row is increases of 3. So now we're going to work 3 single crochets into this chain 4 space. Don't forget to chain 1 to start. 1, 2, 3, and now, since we still have room, we're going to place a half double crochet back into this chain 4 space. Half double crochet. Let me work over my yarn so I don't have to weave it in later. Now you're going to work 1 half double crochet over the next 2 stitches. So I know it's sometimes kind of hard to see that first where you put your first half double crochet. Let me see if I can get my camera closer. See how there's a little space right here? That is considered your first stitch there. So let's do a half double crochet into that stitch. And half double crochet into the next stitch. You see how we had 3 single crochets and 3 half double crochets. Next, we're going to place 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. 1, next stitch, 2, next stitch, 3. Now we're going to place 1 treble crochet into the next 3 stitches. Yarn over twice. 1, 2, and 3. We're at the top of that hill, chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is going to be your pattern repeat all the way around. I'm going to work it with you one more time. We're going to place 3 3 single crochets and a half double crochet into this chain 4 space. So let's do our 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. A half double crochet back into that chain 4 space. Now place 1 half double crochet into the next 2 spaces. Remember, like I said, sometimes hard to see that very first stitch to work into. I'll pull. Can you see where it tents right there, that space? Work into that with your half double crochet. That's 1 half double crochet and into the next one. A half double crochet. Now place 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. Like I said, I'll be moving faster this row. 1, 2, and 3. 1 treble crochet into the next 3 stitches. Yarn over twice for this. 1, my yarn's stuck. 2, and 3. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go, up to the top of that hill. So that is going to be your pattern repeat all the way across. I will write it up above. So pause your video here and I'll meet you at the end of this round. We've made it to the end of round number 6 and I completed my chain 4. And now we're going to slip stitch the join into that very first single crochet. And once again, we're going to fasten off our work. And switch colors. Attach your yarn to any chain 4 space. This time we're going to be increasing by 4 stitches each. So let's attach our yarn. Alright, now we're going to place 4 single crochets into this chain 4 space. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to place 4 half double crochets onto the main stitches. Remember how it's hard to see that very first stitch? I'll show you one more time. See if you can see the light in between. You see that little light in between the stitch? That's what I'm going to be working my half double crochet in. So this is 1, next stitch, 2, 3, and your 4th half double crochet. 4. Now 4 double crochets into the next, 1 double crochet into the next 4 stitches. That was a tongue twister. So this is 1, next stitch, 2, next stitch, 3, next stitch, and 4. Now 1 treble crochet into the next 4 stitches. Yarn over twice. 1, next stitch, 2, next stitch, 3, and the 4th stitch. Alright, chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be your pattern repeat all the way around. So I'll leave it written up above. So pause your video here and I'll meet you at the other side. We're almost at the end of round number 7 and I already completed my chain 4 and we're going to slip stitch the join into that very first single crochet. And you can fasten off your work just like before. Now we're going to attach our second color to any one of your chain 4 spaces. I'm going to put it right here. Let me get my second color. Attach your yarn and chain 1. Just so you know, for this round, we're going to do each stitch 5 times. The last round was 4 times. This round is 5 times. But always know you can only fit 4 stitches in this little space here. So we're going to start with 4 single crochets into this chain 4 space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the next stitch on this part, you're going to place 1 more single crochet. Not working over my yarn. And 5. Now we're going to do 5 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 5 treble crochets. Yarn over twice for those. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. To complete that slope. So that is going to be our pattern repeat all the way around. I'm going to write it up above. So you can pause your video here and continue with this repeat, and I'll meet you back at the other side. We've made it to the end of round number 8, and I completed my chain 4, and we're going to slip stitch to join into that very first single crochet. And once again, we're going to fasten off our work. Can you see how each row is slowly building on itself? Once again, we're going to attach our yarn to any chain 4 space with the new color. Chain 1 to start. All right, this row I'm going to shorten, but it's going to be almost exactly the same as the previous rows. This time, we are going to increase, each stitch is going to be done 6 times. I'm going to work the beginning with you. All right, so single crochet, 4 single crochets into this chain 4 space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, only 4 stitches fits into the chain 4 space. So let's get those other 2 single crochets. Now we're working back onto the stitches. So 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. As you see, that is a total of 6 single crochets. Now we're going to place 1 single crochet, now we're going to place 1 half double crochet into the next 6 stitches. Then 1 double crochet into the next 6 stitches. Then 1 treble crochet into the next 6 stitches. And at the very end, once again, we're going to chain 4. I'm going to write that pattern above so you can follow along to it. Remember, we're just working up a slope on a roller coaster, and each stitch is going to be done 6 times. So pause your video here and I'll meet you at the very completion of this whole entire round. We've made it to the end of round number 9, and I already completed my chain 4, and I'm going to slip stitch to join into that very first single crochet. And like before, we are going to fasten off our work and switch colors. Again, attach your yarn to any one of your chain 4 spaces. And for this round, we're going to be increasing by, well, each stitch is going to be done 7 times. But there's going to be a slight variation at the end. So let's attach our yarn and chain 1. So remember, we're working 7 of the same stitches. So let's place 4 single crochets into the chain 4 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're working back onto the regular stitches. We're going to place 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. As you see, that is a total of 7 single crochets. Now you're going to do 7 half double crochets, 7 double crochets, and 7 treble crochets. But don't go all the way around. When you complete your 7th treble crochet, stop and pause your video here, and I'm going to meet you at this corner. So complete the stitches above. Do not work all the way around. So pause your video here and I'll meet you at this very first corner. We've completed our 7th treble crochet and we're not going to chain 4. We're going to immediately start our pattern repeat of 7 of each stitches. So here's my last treble crochet. I'm going to turn my work and begin by starting all over again by putting 4 single crochets. I'll work with you. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now working back onto the stitches with 3 more single crochets. 1 into the next stitch, 2, and 3. That is a total of 7 single crochets. So once again, you're going to do 7 half double, 7 double, and 7 treble, and immediately go back into it all over again. I'm going to write the pattern repeat above. It's the same pattern, but you're skipping the chain 4. So pause your video here, follow the pattern repeat, and I'll meet you all the way at the other side. We've almost made it to the end of round number 10, and we're going to work that last treble crochet together, and we're going to change colors on this last stitch. So yarn over twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, and whoops, we're going to leave these last 2 on the hook and pick up your working yarn, well, your new yarn, and pull through. Now we're going to slip stitch to join into that very first single crochet to finish off this round. And pull that last black color to tighten it off. Just so you know, since we'll be switching colors, we will be dragging over the colors. If you don't like this on the inside of your hat, it's not visible on the front, you can always cut your work and reattach your yarn, but this will be dragging your colors from row to row. Alright, so let's begin round number 11. We are going to start by chaining 1. We are going to single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So go back into that first same stitch. Remember, you can tell where it tense up a little bit. So this is 1, next stitch, and 2. Half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. 1, next stitch, 2. Now double crochet into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to treble crochet into the next 12 stitches. Remember, yarn over twice. That's 1 treble crochet. We're going to pause the video here and complete your 12 treble crochets, and I'll meet you at the completion of your 12 treble crochets. We've just finished those 12 treble crochets, and we're going to match the slope on the opposite side. We're going to place 4 double crochets next. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 half double crochets, 1, 2, now 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. As you can see, it creates this little swoopity boop, how it goes up and down. All right, so that is going to be our pattern to repeat all the way around. 2 single crochets, 2 half double crochets, 4 double crochets, 12 treble crochets, then back down again to 4 double crochets, 2 half double crochets, and 2 single crochets. That is going to be your pattern repeat all the way around. So you can pause your video here and meet me all the way at the other side. We've almost made it to the end of round number 11, and I left that very last stitch unworked so we can switch colors together. So let's place that very last single crochet in. Stop halfway where there's 2 loops on your hook, drop your working yarn and pick up your secondary color and yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. So let's slip stitch a join into that very first single crochet. Let me pull this to tighten it up. We're going to start by chaining 1. The next 3 rounds are going to be super easy. We're going to begin by placing a double crochet into that first stitch, and we're going to place a double crochet in each stitch all the way around for 3 rounds, and don't forget to slip stitch to join at the end. Also, we'll be rotating colors every other round. So pause your video here and I'll meet you at the other side. We've almost made it to the end of round number 14, and I'm going to work that last double crochet with you, and we're going to transition colors again. So we're going to stop halfway through, 2 loops on your hook, drop that yarn, and we're going to pick up the opposite color. Pull through. Now slip stitch to join into that very first double crochet. You can pull that last to tighten it up, that last working yarn. So now we're going to chain 1. This round is going to be easy. We're just going to single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So pause your video here, continue placing single crochets all the way around. We've made it to the last stitch in round 15, and I'll work that last single crochet with you. And don't worry, we are not changing colors. For now, we're going to be working with single crochets, and I'm only going to be changing colors every 3rd row. So let's slip stitch to join into that very first single crochet. Chain 1. We're going to do a nice predictable pattern repeat over the next several rows. So first, the pattern is, I want you to single crochet into the next 14 stitches, followed by a single crochet decrease. So we'll do that first single crochet. I recommend using a stitch marker since we're using all the same colors, so you don't lose exactly where you're at. Okay, I got my stitch marker in. So I want you to pause your video here, continue doing 14 single crochets, and I'll work that single crochet 2 together with you. Okay, we completed those 14 single crochets. Next, you're just going to do a single crochet 2 together. So you go into the first stitch, pull up a loop, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. That is going to be your pattern repeat all the way across. Single crochet in the next 14 stitches, followed by single crochet 2 together. Pause your video here and continue with that pattern repeat, and I'll meet you back at the other side. We've made it to the last 2 stitches in round number 16, and it should be a single crochet 2 together. We'll work those. At the end of round number 16, you should have 105 stitches. Let's slip stitch to join into that very first single crochet. Chain 1. For round number 17, here is that predictable row decrease. So the last round, we did 14 stitches and then single crochet 2 together. For this round, we're going to do 13 stitches followed by a single crochet together. I'll work it with you. The first part, remember, single crochet in that first one. So I want you to pause your video here, continue with those 13 single crochets, and I'll do the single crochet together with you one more time. We've completed those 13 single crochets. Now we're going to single crochet 2 stitches together. Throw in your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. That is going to be your pattern repeat. So single crochet into the next 13 stitches followed by a single crochet 2 together. So pause your video here, continue that all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the other side. We've made it to the last 2 stitches on round number 17. So let's complete that single crochet 2 together. And we're also changing colors on this round. So go into the first stitch and go into the second stitch. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Let's drop that and pick up your secondary color or primary, whatever color you're using. At the end of this round, you should have a total of 98 stitches. So now let's slip stitch to join into that very first single crochet. And pull that white yarn to tighten up this round. Alright, for the next 4 rounds, you're going to do this predictable decrease that I was talking about. Let me set you up. Remember, on round number 16, we did single crochet into the next 14 stitches and the decrease. Round 17, we had done single crochet into the next 13 stitches and then decrease. So this round is single crochet into the next 12 stitches and then decrease. Round 19 will be single crochet into the next 11 stitches followed by a decrease. Round 20, single crochet into the next 10 stitches followed by a decrease, and round 21 will be single crochet into the next 9 stitches followed by a decrease. So I want you to complete those 4 rows as written right here. So pause your video here and complete those 4 rounds. And also remember, we're changing colors on every 3rd round. Pause your video here and I'll meet you at the end of round number 21. We've completed those last 4 rounds, and now we're on the last round of 21 with the last 2 stitches, and we're going to do a single crochet 2 together. And now we're going to slip stitch to join. Chain 1. The last 2 rounds are super easy. We're just going to single crochet in each stitch around. So pause your video here. For 2 rounds, 1 single crochet all the way around, slip stitch to join. Alright, pause your video here and I'll meet you at the completion of those 2 rounds. We made it to the very end of the last round, and you're just going to slip stitch to join into that very first single crochet. And you can fasten off your work. Your hat is all done. Make sure you check out my other hat tutorials, and I'll see you all on the very next video. Bye guys.